I think fundamentals are not for us. Social media mall, could you take a look at IOTA? I really like the tech. Fundamentals, winky face. But what about the TA? Well, I'll tell you, right? The fundamentals are obviously meaningless. Let's just check out the fundamentals on IOTA first before we start. IOTA, check out the fundamentals. There we go. Nice one. Check them out. Excellent. Now, continuing on. Oh, by the way, thanks for joining me for looking at this. If you are just joining me, we're about to do TA on IOTA. That was me just checking out the fundamentals there now. Everything you need to know. Did you miss it? Let me just show you the IOTA fundamentals. Everything that you need to know about IOTA. There you go. Nice one. Who cares? That's what I mean. I take it. That's all you need to know about fundamentals. There you have it. Right. So this is the technical analysis though for it. Well, what a bit of a mess this 15-minute chart is. You can see a little bit more sideways than something which is heavily trending, but of course we have a high, a low, and so far a lower high, and potentially you could be on the way to a lower low. What we want to see is, will we see the prices turn around a wee bit? Because on the bigger time frames, very, very, very obvious upward trend, very, very clear. Where we came down to in terms of the 4-hour time frame, testing off the lower area of the Ichimoku cloud, up and down again, you know, back into the cloud ever so slightly, back out of it, kind of struggling at the minute to take out that previous high. Fair enough, because if we had it done, we would have been bearishly divergent, as we've seen with a lot of other cryptos out there that have actually just put in a new high today. Then they're very, like, you know, the likes of which, if you're looking for example, and I know people love examples, by the way, if you hit that like button, then I really appreciate it. An example of which is Dogecoin. So we've got a new high today. Looking down here, you know, that potential for divergence. It's not confirmed, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. Now, on that IOTA coin, let's bring it up again. IOTA, then what we're seeing here is that didn't put in that high overall, okay? We have actually dropped down the way, blah. So it's not actually going to be divergent, but it's obviously weak. And what we're looking to is, can we bust out of this area? If we don't, then pattern-wise, what you're looking at is probably something along the lines of some sort of triangle coming in here. Now, I'm not super keen on that, given the way that the cloud is wrapping all around us, and we've been in a very much upward trend zone. But we could, you know, we could see that. Instead, what I want to see happen is, of course, the resumption of the overall upward trend. And what's the first thing that you would look to see if that's the case? Well, you want to have, of course, a valid Fibonacci retracement for us, and we have one. We're above the 236. That's very good. Now, we might have completed it by being above the 786. Oh, what do you mean? Do you mean to say that we should have drawn the Fibonacci in between these two areas? And if that's the case, well, you know, taking out the area at 215 is very important, and that's so obvious, isn't it, when you look at the charts here, that we need to be above that 215 area to get into the positive stretch, you know, where you could be looking up towards 250. Really fantastic move, and you're not even looking up for, or let's call it 240, and you're not even looking up for a higher high or anything, and you're just consolidating, and you're getting 13% move during consolidation. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Just want to underline again the point that fundamentals are going to not help you at all in anything that you do in life. Anyway, but still, if we want to get a great move where you get a 10% move on something and it's during a phase where it's still consolidating, it's not even taking out its previous high, that's possible for us, and I'd be doing that with movements past the 215 potentially for us. Now, let's be very clear as well that this would be based off the back of this cross that's happening between the purple line that's just here and the green line. You might not be able to see the purple line given I'm using the same colors for my what do you call them? I should make it red on the negative so that people got that thing. Anyway, so there you go. So there's this cross that just happened here. White line crossing over that red line there. You can see it a bit better, I suppose. And that would be the basis for your trade in the 4-hour time frame. You've got a cross above the cloud. Price action taking out the 236 of this crappy little move here, looking up towards the top side. If we do that, otherwise, then I'm looking down towards the lower end of the Bollinger Band, of the Ichimoku cloud in there at 213. From 213, movement down towards 190. Okay, so again, there you go. A nice solid 10% move if you wanted to have one without even having to take out a previous lows. Consolidating, getting more than 10% moves in a period of consolidation. Like, go on, check out the Microsoft chart and show me one example in its entire history as a company where you've been able to do stuff like that. I'd like to see it. Actually, that's a bad example because there are quite a few examples of that. Whatever, you get the point I'm making. So what do we want to do here? Yeah, well, I said Bollinger Band by accident, so let's just talk about the Bollinger Band for a second or two, since we could. And boom, towards the lower end of the Bollinger Band, like I said by accident. Obviously, this is this area where the median line of the Bollinger Band comes in at. Where's that at with regards to the sort of just in relationship towards where we had our previous highs and lows? Right at the 50% area. So, you know, 1,000,001 things telling us that we can move between these two zones. If we go up past it, then we're on, you know, and it's up towards 268. But that's not even it. I mean, where's the larger trend likely liable to take us to? Where could the larger macro take us to off the back of this massive amount of energy? Now, if I'm saying that in a phase where it's consolidating, you could get 10% without even taking out, you could even get 15% without even taking out its previous high or low. That's quite unusual, really. Not in crypto, but it's unusual in terms of human history. What that kind of says is to you that there's a good degree of movement in this one. It's fairly price inelastic, okay, which is you get big movements with its price. Supply and demand changes rapidly with regards to this one's price. And that gives you the sort of the gusto you might need to look up towards these targets. I mean, and $3.35 is going to be one of these targets in here, the 618. If you're looking up towards it, that would be where we could see the prices rising up to. Now, there's various areas that you would want to take profit at, such as your previous highs, such as the 1272, etc. But that is one way of working out where you could be taking profit at in a world where, of course, you're in all-time highs and there's no realistic way of really working them out. These things happen so very frequently. Next one, social media mall. Thanks. If you look at the 5-year time frame,